Something bad was happening.
And now, here comes your diva of the dark, Lori Schultz.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to The Dirt. I'm so excited to be here tonight. We have such a great show lined up, and I wanted to thank Chris Singleton for being here.
Always.
Oh, my gosh. You're amazing, and our show is going to be so great. We have the best guest ever and two best guests ever. And also, I want to do a shout-out for Dwight and Tom. They are the best. They're back there. They're hanging out. I just got to give an I love you sign to Dwight. They're the owners of KMYC 1410 AM, the best radio station in Northern California, in my opinion. So there we go. So anyway, I just want to welcome our guest, Nate Ratterman. He's the founder of Trip Paranormal. And so I just want to know if Nate's here with us tonight.
Hey. How's it going?
It's going so great. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh, my gosh. I am the one that's filled with appreciation. Okay, so everybody, I just want everybody listening to understand Nate is just quite the celebrity. He was going to be on for the entire show, but what happened today? Is it top secret?
I have some work that I have going with the network. So I have some filming and investigating to do tonight.
See, and so we have him for 30 minutes. But then after that, we're recovered with Paul Dale Roberts. He's going to be on the second half of the show. He's our other main man. We love him. And we love Nate. He's going to be a regular on The Dirt, and I'm super excited. And so basically, everybody listening, I want to give Nate a chance to introduce himself in case you haven't already been aware of a lot of his work. If you've checked out my websites or anything this week, I've been posting a lot about Nate and Trip Paranormal. And I just want to make sure, you call it Trip, right? And can you tell us what it stands for?
TRIP, it actually stands for Tri-City Research and Investigation of the Paranormal.
Okay, awesome. And why don't you tell everybody where you're based out of and a little bit about yourself, and then I only have you for 30 minutes, so I want to get you talking. I talk way too much, and I want you to be the one talking tonight.
I am based out of Omaha, Nebraska, and I started TRIP back in 2008 in a smaller town not too far from Omaha. I was doing some medical schooling, working a job, actually doing medical coding and billing. I ended up purchasing a house that had a lot of activity, and I started setting up equipment and catching stuff on recorders, video, and to learn more about it. So I actually ended up quitting my job, doing the whole medical field, and I focused 100% on the paranormal and the unknown, and it took off from there. I mean, with my house, I can go into some detail about some of the stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
Like doors were opening and closing on their own. I've actually seen an apparition of a guy. I heard footsteps of somebody coming up the stairs, and then there was nobody there. Washer and dryer turning on in the basement around 2, 3 a.m. in the morning by themselves. I've had all the electrical checked, thinking maybe it was something, wrong with the electrical. Found out it was perfectly fine.
Wow.
So I started doing some more research into the home after I ripped up the bathroom floor. I was doing some remodeling and found what to me looked like somebody spilled a bucket of paint, red paint, but I had a couple friends that are police officers. I had them come over. They checked it. Well, it wasn't paint. It was blood. So I went to the city office, asked them, what happened here, more details, and there was a lot of stuff that was private. Like the person that built the home, it was kept private. Their name, even on the deeds, everything private. Actually, they told me to leave their office and to drop the questioning, leave it alone, let it go.
Okay, that is so weird. I'd be like, now I for sure am compelled to do the exact opposite of that. It's like,
oh yeah,
I can't even believe that.
I kept digging more into it. I had my friends that were police officers. They pulled up some records. Unfortunately, there was some stuff in the files that went missing. They thought that was odd. They talked to the captain of the police department, and they or the sergeant, and they told him to leave it alone. And so that's as much as they could get into, I guess, into the files. But once again, I go back to the city. They tell me to leave it alone and more or less to leave their office the second time. And well, then after that, I started posting some stuff online, just to let people see what I was seeing. And I actually had some live webcams and stuff like that going, and do live investigations. And it caught A&E's eye, so they wanted to come out and film an episode for the TV show My Ghost Stories. So we did that. But prior to actually filming the episode, the city tried to shut down the production.
Are you
kidding
me?
Yeah, they were like, they tried everything they could to shut it down. And the most they did was, eventually, I mean, they had to let me film it because I own the house. So whatever was filmed inside the house was okay to air. But then even on the outside, they had to be very careful of how they filmed it, to where no street names, no other houses were seen, because the city wouldn't approve that.
Wow. I am like, so no wonder you quit your day job, right?
Yes.
You're like, okay, I am intrigued. So, okay, to clarify, it was A&E, because you said it kind of quick. Like, it's actually
A&E.
the TV channel or whatever that came out, and they wanted to make like an episode on it. And okay, so you were just on this regular track. You hadn't really had any paranormal interest. You're going into the medical field. You move into this house and it totally whips your life all around. Like, seriously, like a sharp corner.
Yeah, it just, like, out of nowhere, it just started happening. And I mean, it should have been a clue from the beginning. Even when I was looking at the house, when I was there with the realtor, I mean, I was in the basement, and we were, giving us the tour, looking through the house, and then all of a sudden the door, like, upstairs, a couple of the doors slammed shut, and the realtor was like, well, that's odd. There shouldn't be anybody here. And we all went upstairs, and of course nobody was there. So that should have been my first clue, but I guess I didn't think of, oh, that was paranormal, or that was, a ghost or a spirit. I didn't think of it like that.
Man, so you haven't ever found out what was going on with your house? It's just closed book. This sounds like a movie.
To this day, I still don't know what happened in the house. I still own it. I don't live in it anymore. I moved, because I was in a smaller town, by it was called Hastings, Nebraska, and now I live in Omaha. So.
Okay.
But I still own the house. I do tours every now and then through the home. So.
That is so much fun. So did anybody else ever experience anything in that house besides yourself?
Oh, yeah. Friends, relatives. There's people that, when I tell them the story, they were like, oh, okay, and then they'd buy a ticket to come on the event, or if you just stop and by. Yeah, I've had news reporters run out of the house. I had 2 news reporters that actually quit their jobs because of the activity that went on in that house.
Wow.
The paranormal activity. They never wanted to film another story like that, and that's why they were afraid of it. So they quit their jobs and went into something different.
That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, so now what? What are you ever going to do with that house? Like, are you just going to keep it forever just because it's like, I don't know, it has a bunch of ghosts in it, or what?
Well, I plan to keep it for quite a while. I know I tried to sell it at one point, but after it aired on TV, it was being haunted, which in the state of Nebraska, you don't have to list that it's haunted, but I did. And a lot of people, some people wanted it, but not a lot, I guess, really did. They were just more interested in for tours, or people want to stay the night there. So that's kind of what it is now.
Oh my goodness, that's so exciting. Okay, so you get this all rolling. You're like, at what point did you just say, all right, I'm quitting my job. This is going to be my life. What exactly are you doing now? Like, where has this taken you?
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's taken me quite a ways. I have a new possible series coming up here. Actually, 2 possible different types of series. One will be an international series, and one here in the United States with a network that I'm filming some for tonight. So, yeah, it's taken off and went quite a ways. I never thought it would ever get to this point, or even, I guess I never even thought of it.
That's so cool. And so it basically scared you on another path?
Yeah, so it basically, I ended up, I quit my job because I was like, this is interesting. And I was like buying equipment and talking with some friends of mine that are on TV, and I just started getting some stuff from them and some feedback, and it just drew me in, and I wanted to know more. And then people around the state of Nebraska and surrounding states started calling me and saying, hey, can you come in here? I mean, the very first place other than my house was an opera house.
Ooh, cool.
That was built in the 1890s, and that was technically my second place I investigated. And I mean, since then it's grown over the years to state capitals. I mean, permission from the city boards and mayors asking us to come in to city halls and investigate, and stuff all over the United States and even international. It's fun.
That is so great. And so basically, I just want all my listeners to know that since we don't have all that much time with you tonight, which I am so happy and grateful that you still made it a point to be on the show, because I just didn't want anybody to get let down, and I just wanted everybody to hear how great of a show it's going to be to have you on June 20th is what we decided, right? And so June 20th, he's going to be back on my show, and you're going to be telling us a lot more. You actually have some EVPs and different things that we're going to be playing on the air on June 20th, which I'm totally excited about. So, so what are some of the things that you have coming up that you want to share with anybody if they want to, between now and then, kind of pay attention to anything going on in your schedule?
Well, if you're ever traveling through the Midwest, through Nebraska, we have a summer tour that we're doing. We do have some events that we're branching out to, Colorado, and even some possibly here in the works out in California. So
awesome.
We do have some really cool stuff coming up. We're starting an online classes. So if anybody wants to take a class, it's a monthly class, and each month it changes to a new subject. This month it's EVP training, and next month immunology and so on, and EMF, and there's different stuff. Lots of, like I said, the different tours, and it'll be fun.
Oh, that sounds really great. And even though I want to hear another story, your scariest experience, I always have to ask that. Before we get going on that, I just want to make sure you have an opportunity to tell everybody how to get a hold of you, different websites that you have, your social media sites. I mean, I want people to track you down.
Oh, well, they can find me on Twitter. My Twitter address is @GhostHuntersNEB. And my Facebook, you can search Tri-City Research Investigation the Paranormal, or Trip Paranormal Nebraska.
Okay.
Also, my website is tripparanormal.com, and you can get a hold of me through email. I mean, if you have a question on a photo, or even just a question in general, feel free to email or contact me, or a place to investigate too. We don't charge anything; everything's free.
It's so great.
Happy to help.
Well, that sounds great, and I hope the listeners do tune in. I mean, basically, you always have a lot of information on there. It's cool that you're doing some training, because Chris and I, he's the producer for the show. We were actually hey, well, let's figure out some things to talk about before Paul Dale Roberts calls on. And one of the things we're putting together true investigative teams. We feel there's a lot of commercialized teams and a lot of teams that don't really get down to the nuts and bolts and take it seriously. It's they have different intentions. Basically, Chris, he was everybody's all saying, oh, we just want to help people. Well, a lot of times it's no, you just really want good information and evidence.
Right.
And I think that's cool too. I mean, it's okay to say that. It's we want to be I want to see evidence. That's why, it's fun, like, next time you're going to be on the show to get, like, an EVP, like, here's some of the evidence that you get, like that. So how do you feel about, obviously, if you're doing some training, you're feeling like you want people to legitimately know how to ghost hunt or,
Yeah, I want them to know how to ghost hunt. I want them to know how to piece through the audio and video and stuff like that, so that way they know it's exactly what they're hearing is something unexplained and not just, a clock ticking upstairs. And there'll be different techniques that we will train everybody on, and it'll be a lot of fun.
I think so too. So, do we have time to hear your scariest experience? One that stands out? All right, awesome.
Of course. Oh man, there's a lot of interesting investigations, but I'd have to say my scariest one would be, it's called the Wildwood. It's actually a location here local in Nebraska, and I went in there. Some of the history, kind of a quick history on it. The home was built in 1850 by Jason Ware, and he built it, and his family moved in. And the reason why they call it the Wildwood is because his wife wanted to live in a grove of trees out in the middle of nowhere, so they built it. And after everybody actually passed away in the home, but prior to the house being built, it was built on like a Native American burial ground. There were some bones and remains that were still there that they supposedly got them all removed prior, but the house being built, that they found some as it was being built.
Okay.
And a lot of the stuff, I guess, activity was happening. They have an actual journal that was started by the family themselves, that every night they would, or every time an event would happen, they would document it.
That's cool.
They've even had reports into law enforcement and different things, but people were starting to think that they were crazy.
Oh, wow.
So they kind of quit. They kind of more or less cut themselves off with the community. But the activity continued, and they all ended up actually passing away in the house. And while we were there investigating, we did the whole flashlight test, which until that time, that was the first time I've ever seen that happen. And it's where you just take the flashlight that's metal and you kind of twist it to where it barely turns on.
Yeah.
And then you ask them to tap it, to turn it on for yes, and to tap it again to turn it off for no. And we had a couple flashlights, and those started going off. Well, maybe about 5 minutes into asking questions, I felt like one of my investigators said that they felt like somebody grabbed their leg, and we turned with thermal imaging, and you can see like a handprint, but with thermal imaging it shows up like bright blue because it's cold, and you can see right around like the leg and the ankle area, like handprints going all the way, like they wrapped their hand around the leg.
Oh my goodness, that's so creepy.
And and then after that it's like a 2-story house, and we were upstairs, and one of the investigators actually got scratched along with the one of the staff members, because it's a museum now, and they both ended up getting scratched at the exact same time. And they both ended up, which I thought was really odd, and they both ended up actually getting sick right after that.
Wow.
Like flu-like sick. And then the other strangest part is once they left the house, they felt fine. They were both completely better.
Oh, wow, that's so crazy. And so did you personally witness anything there besides the flashlights?
I actually had, they have all the stuff inside the house is original, all of like the bedding, the dishes, everything. Well, they have stuff sitting on the kitchen table of like some old silverware and plates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, upon asking questions, one of the dishes like slid a little bit, and so I kept asking questions, and I kept going back. And one of them was, I asked, did you, or Mr. Ware, did you pass away in this house? Can you give me some sort of a sign that you did? And one of the spoons actually fell onto the floor. And then, of course, I made sure, I was standing by the table, but I didn't move.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure, I put the spoon back, make sure I didn't bump the table or move the floor because it was the old wooden floors in there, make sure the vibration didn't knock it down. Never happened.
That's so nice.
And then in the living room, because right when you go from the kitchen into the living room, there's actually uh, some old like vases and stuff like that, and cups, and they had those sitting on like a little end table. Well, one of the chairs actually tipped over right in front of me, and if I would have taken another step, I mean, the wooden chair would have actually like hit my legs. So
Wow.
it was like right by me. But I mean, I've been scratched in there. I actually had something thrown at me. It was actually one of those little tin cans that they always used to. They would use it for like cocoa or something like that, like from the kitchen area.
Mhm.
I thought that was rather odd, but I've had stuff thrown at me. I mean, I've been scratched in there, all kinds of different stuff.
That is really cool. And do you have some of it on film or anything like that?
Oh
Or
yeah, yeah. I
nice.
have a lot of it, pretty much all of it on film, and of course audio, and some of the EVPs we got from there of Get Out and um, We're Gonna Hurt You, and there's a bunch of different ones from that location.
Well, the next time you're on your show, I'm so excited to play some of it. Next time you're on my show, it'll be really fun to play those EVPs and just kind of like have them go along with this, like whatever experience you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, perfect.
That'll be so great. And so tonight you have some exciting stuff going on. And so good luck with that. How long do you
Thank
have? Do
you.
you have to kind of wrap it up right now?
Oh well, I got a little bit more time yet. We're good.
Okay. Do you want to tell us like something in California? Tell us, I know you were out here doing some investigating. Do you have any California stories to tell us?
Well, I mean, I've been to Alcatraz. I've been there. They asked us to come out. I didn't really have a whole lot happen to
Mm-hmm.
me. I know other teams and other people out there have said that they've had stuff happen. Maybe it was just an off night for me, but the entire night I had a faint EVP that came through. That was about it, but I don't know really what was being said.
Yeah.
But I know like the Queen Mary is a really active place. I've had some stuff like down in the swimming pool in the boiler room. Some really good audio from there.
That's cool. Yeah, Alcatraz, like I told you before, I went on that tour, but I didn't get to actually investigate, and there was like nothing for me either. I didn't even feel scared, and normally I'm very chicken. So the Queen Mary was a good one, huh?
Yeah, the Queen Mary. That one was rather interesting. I had
Wow.
I mean, just some of the stuff. There was a lot of disembodied voices. And, I mean, at one point it even sounded like you could hear, it sounded like somebody crying, but you go around the corner and there's nobody there.
Wow.
So I just thought that was interesting.
Did you ever like run across a situation like, okay, like for instance, your old house, like where really you feel like you could have aided in solving a crime?
Yeah, I mean, I felt that way, and I wanted to, I did everything I could. I mean, I even called, I called the local police, I called the state patrol, I had everybody because I was trying to, I wanted to find out what this was because I didn't want something to come back later and be like, oh, surprise.
Yeah, like, oh, we think you did it. No, just kidding. But you know what I mean? Like, literally,
Yeah,
it's in your house. You're like, hey, I want this cleared out for your sake, too.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I was just like, I wanted to find out what happened, and it still bothers me to this day. And I mean, even stuff like in the backyard, there was like wooden like planks that went across the ground, and because I was gonna have a pool put in, and they were like, they started digging, and they're like hitting all this stuff where they're hitting like wooden timbers going all the way across, and it's like, why would
That's
those
weird.
be in there? I just thought it was rather weird.
Oh, I think you just have like a movie in the making over there. Like,
I
literally, I
do.
mean, like maybe it was like a former Ed Gein type living
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I don't know. It makes me wonder why everything had to be so quiet and so covered up. I mean, even on
Yeah.
who, I mean, I even traced it back to who owned the land prior, and it said who owned the land, and then the community college bought it, and then they sold it, and then whoever they sold it to, it goes to private. So it's some conspiracy.
It is. Oh my gosh. Now I'm so intrigued by this. You know, I'm going to bug you every time. Every time we talk, I'm going to be like, so your house, did you solve that crime yet or what? That's so insane. So, so what do you have coming up that's like super exciting in your eyes? Like that you just can't wait for?
Well, I'm excited for the tours, and I can't wait for those. And I do have, like I said, with the series, the international series, and then the one here in the United States, I'm excited for that. And I wish I could give a lot more detail, but at this time I can't, unfortunately.
Okay.
That's the bad part.
And the good part is everybody can follow you on your websites and find out information as you go, I'm sure.
Exactly, and right on Twitter and Facebook and everywhere.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited that you were here tonight. So do you have any shout outs for Mother's Day or anything that you want to, thank anybody for or shout out anything? Feel free.
I'd just like to give a shout out to my mom if she happens to be listening.
Awesome. Happy Mother's Day, Nate's mom.
Yes, of course. Happy Mother's Day.
Awesome. Well, that is great. And so I'm just really excited that you were here. And again, if you can just kind of give out your website names again, I just want everybody to be able to find you. And if they don't do a good job at finding you, they can definitely listen to you again on June 20th. So your websites again, that would be great.
TripParanormal.com. Twitter is @GhostHuntersNEB. Facebook is Trip Paranormal Nebraska.
Awesome. All right.
Also, if I can, really quick,
for sure.
I do have a movie that we are just finishing up, actually based on a true story here in Nebraska. I should have mentioned that earlier.
Oh my gosh, no, you got the board. Yeah.
Yeah, based on a true story, the only woman to ever be hung in Nebraska.
Wow, why was she hung?
She was accused of stealing crops and burning a barn, and we're talking like 1840. And I actually have video footage of the actual noose that was used in the hanging. The Nebraska State Patrol granted us access to see it and film it, and her stepbrother were hung for the crime. You are actually releasing a movie about that. I am so going to watch that. That is so great. The trailer's coming out soon. Okay. By within the next week to 2 weeks. So be checking out our site. Okay, make sure you just send me a link or whatever, and I'll totally make sure all the listeners get a chance to preview that. And oh my goodness, good luck. And yeah, how did you forget that? That's anything I'm doing, I'm like a big deal. Oh, I'm gonna go to the mall next week. And he's like, oh, by the way, I kind of forgot to mention I have a movie. No, not just it's even in Hollywood too. I know a couple Hollywood producers got it, and film festivals, and it's I totally spaced it off. Oh my gosh, that's so great. Well, congratulations on that, and good luck with everything. Oh, well, thank you. And thank you so much for taking time to be on here for 30 minutes during your busy schedule, and I cannot wait to have you back on June 20th. Of course. All right. I can't wait to come back. Well, thank you very much, Nate, for being on the show, and good luck tonight, and I will be in touch. Oh, thank you. All right, everybody stay tuned for The Dirt. We're going to go to commercial, and we'll be back chatting about investigative teams.
People. People are the next place to find opportunity for your business. At the risk of overstating things, people and the solutions you put in place to make the most of them will set the course for the future of your organization. How dynamically it shoots to the stratosphere of your industry. How the magic of profits and bottom lines come together in a fruitful bounty. I get so fired up. But people really do present a big opportunity, especially in information technology. And Ronstadt Technologies can help you make the most of this opportunity. Ronstadt is the second largest IT services organization in the country. Since 1984, our experts have combined deep technology experience with deep understanding of your needs to find the optimal match to drive results. And our knowledge can help you truly leverage your workforce into a competitive edge that dramatically accelerates your company to whole new levels of greatness heretofore unimagined. There I go again. Ronstadt Technologies. See how our experts can power your business. Visit ronstadttechnologies.com today.
Hello, folks. I'm here with our local hero, Bob the Drop from Mount Shasta Springwater. Bob, I want to thank you for all the support and good things that Mount Shasta Springwater does for our local communities.
You are welcome. And rest assured, we will continue to support our local friends and supply them with the best spring water in the world.
How can people get your great tasting spring water, Bob?
Just call us at 1-800-922-6227.
That's 1-800-922-6227?
Yes, for the healthiest, best tasting spring water in the world.
Do you have a treasure box of coins, jewelry, silverware? Ever wonder if they have any value? We offer friendly, free, fair appraisals and pay cash on the spot.
Bring them to your local coin shop, Yuba City Coin and Bullion by the 10th Street Bridge. Always buying and selling gold, silver, and platinum jewelry, U.S. and foreign coins, sterling silverware, placer gold.
It's a great time to make some extra cash and invest in bullion, junk silver, gold and silver ingots, eagles and maple leaves. We specialize in all precious metals. And for you coin collectors,
And for those just starting,
we have a wide selection of type coins and currency. We're PCGS and NGC affiliated, so swing by your local coin shop, Yuba City Coin and Bullion.
438 Calusa Highway by the 10th Street Bridge. Friendly service, fair prices. Yuba City Coin and Bullion, 755 Coin.
We're all in this together. That's why California Health and Wellness and Ampla Health partner to bring you quality health care under Medi-Cal.
Ampla Health has health centers throughout Northern California to meet your health care needs.
Your health affects your life. And California Health and Wellness, a Medi-Cal plan choice, has programs that make it simple to take charge of both.
We're all in this together. We're with you. We're for you.
To choose your plan and healthcare provider, call Healthcare Options at 1-800-430-4263. 1-800-430-4263.
Ask anyone who's been in the Yuba City, Marysville area for a while where they get their car, truck, or SUV repaired, and odds are pretty good they'll tell you they go to the Garden Highway Auto Clinic, and why not? Not only is the Garden Highway Auto Clinic a AAA-approved auto repair center, which means it meets the strict quality standards set by AAA, they also offer an AC Delco and NAPA-certified nationwide warranty. They specialize in computer diagnostics, tune-ups, engine repair, brakes, alignment, air conditioning, of course, whatever comes along. Smog checks and repairs are also offered for your convenience, and because of the large staff, most repairs can be completed the same day. So Garden Highway Auto Clinic provides expert service with the highest quality parts, and that all adds up to peace of mind once you hit the road. Open 6 days a week accepting American Express, MasterCard, and Visa. Call 673-9238, 673-9238 for Garden Highway Auto Clinic. Quality automotive repair. I guess the real question is, why would you go anyplace else? Garden Highway Auto Clinic, a reputation for good work and excellent service.
Here at the Body Shop, we want to help you with your deductible. So if you, a family member, or a loved one has been in an accident, stop by the Body Shop at 802 Forbes Avenue, Yuba City, or call 755-1329. We help all our customers with their deductibles and give a lifetime warranty on our work for as long as you own your car. Facebook or Google us at The Body Shop Yuba City. That's 755-1329. We want to help you. We have been fixing vehicles for the people at the radio station for years.
Buttercavoli Industries of Marysville has an amazing reputation when it comes to helping your home or business improve its look and functionality with windows, molding, doors, shower glass, hardware, and more. But the best thing about Buttercavoli Industries may not be what they carry and what they install, but their people. Their staff is absolutely the best. They get rave reviews from their customers regarding the hard, efficient work of their crews. Work that makes the home or office you own sparkle. Buttercavoli Industries is known in Marysville and Yuba City as your window and door store. If they are not your window and door store, they should be. Buttercavoli Industries, 1015 Yuba Street, Marysville, or call 741-2619. That's 741-2619. Also serving Grass Valley and Nevada City. Buttercavoli Industries Incorporated, your window and door store. Buttercavoli Industries of Marysville, Yuba City, Grass Valley, and Nevada City. A reputation for quality and service.
My family and I were driving our one-day-old son home from the hospital when we got a flat tire. With no spare in our car and nothing but rice fields in sight, we called Les Schwab. When Joe saw us on the side of the road with 2 babies, he insisted he'd drive me and the kids home.
Let's get you home safe.
While my husband waited for the tow truck. In no time, Joe's crew had our tire repaired and wouldn't even accept a tip for a ride home, saying it was
baby's first gift.
I guess they would, and that's my Les Schwab story.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952. If you don't like spending an hour on the treadmill every time you enjoy your favorite frap or smoothie, I've got great news for you. This is Rhonda from Free Time Java inside Lakeview Energy Centers in Marysville and now in Yuba City. I want you to enjoy every sip of your favorite Free Time Java drink without any guilt. So, we've brought in delicious, healthy alternatives called Fit, and we are giving $1 off any 16-ounce Fit Frap or Fit Smoothie. These are full-flavored, healthy alternatives. The Fit Fraps are chocolate and vanilla, and they can be used in your favorite drink, and you can add a fruit infusion. It has 21 grams of protein and less than 1 gram of sugar. The Fit Smoothies have less sugar and carbs and all the flavor. Don't rack up extra miles on the treadmill. Come in and enjoy yourself with no guilt. The daily special of $1 off any 16-ounce Fit Frap or Fit Smoothie is available from both Free Time Java locations on 12th and B Street in Marysville and Colusa Highway next to U-Haul in Yuba City.
When your taste buds say Mexican food, Casa Lupe Market and Restaurant and Grilly is the answer. Located at 130 Magnolia Street and Highway 99 in Grilly, at Casa Lupe Market you will find a complete grocery store with an old-fashioned meat counter with your favorite meat cuts. While at the store, you can stop by the kitchen and order some tacos, burritos, or other specialties. And don't forget to visit Casa Lupe Restaurant, which opens every day. Casa Lupe Market and Restaurant in Grilly, a family tradition.
And now Grocery Outlet presents Lowest Prices and the Low Price Lowdown.
Hi, it's me, Lowest Prices, the official Grocery Outlet low price and happiness ambassador. Of course, wherever you find Grocery Outlet, you'll find low prices. And where you find low prices, you find happiness. So the two usually go hand in hand, or arm in arm, or foot in... Anyway, a lot of people ask me, hey Lois, how does Grocery Outlet always have such low prices? Well, when factories change their packaging or have surplus, or when big retailers make a large order but subsequently cancel the order, Grocery Outlet is happy to sell the completely high-quality products that other stores don't, albeit sometimes in slightly different packaging, at prices up to 50% off, but still 100% guaranteed.
Grocery Outlet Bargain Market.
Grocery Outlet Bargain Market, each family-run and independently operated. Go to groceryoutlet.com or call 888-BARGAIN for the store nearest to you.
Looking for the RV of your dreams? Then come to All Seasons RV Show this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have a huge inventory of travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and tent trailers. This RV show has the latest in floor plans and great features. All units are priced to sell. We take trades, paid for or not. On-the-spot financing available. Free soft drinks and hot dogs. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at All Seasons RV, corner of Highways 99 and 20 in Yuba City.
Hi, my name is Sanjay Kumar Rajput, and I'm here to tell you about the benefits of what happens when you go Farmex. Right now, there's a massive problem that's affecting everybody here in this state, and that is a drought. This water security problem is affecting our farms and the way that we grow food. We're here to help you solve that. We want to help you connect with your farms and connect with your crops. We want to make sure that you never waste a single drop of water that doesn't need to be used, and we want to make sure that we can increase your farm profitability to make sure you're in business forevermore. We're here to maintain California agriculture and help you farm. Check us out at farmex.co. Let us help you bring the expert advice that you need to your farm so that you stay in business forever.
Do you have some old coins lying around and you wonder what they're worth? Or have you been a coin collector for years? WS Coin in Marysville is the only full-service coin shop in the Yuba Sutter area and has been in business since the 1970s. We are here to meet your coin collecting needs with a full line of supplies, books, and price guides. And we pay fair prices for your collectible coins and bullion. Stop in at WS Coin at 417 4th Street in Marysville and check out our inventory or see our collection online at wscoin.com. Bring us your silver dollars, old dimes, and quarters and get cash. We also buy your old gold and silver jewelry, and we pay top prices for scrap gold and silver. What are you waiting for? Come on down to WS Coin in Marysville at 417 4th Street. Open Monday through Friday 10 to 5 and Saturday 10 to 3. Or see us online anytime at wscoin.com. Order online, pick it up at our shop, and avoid shipping fees. Located at 417 4th Street in Marysville, we are the Yuba Sutter answer to all your coin and bullion needs.
As
As we join Bob, the Mount Shasta Spring Water Drop, we find him with new recruits.
Bob is cool and Bob is swell. He didn't come out of a well.
So, do you have what it takes to be Mount Shasta Spring Water?
Yes, sir. I'm pure and natural, sir.
And why are you here?
Because I don't want to be filtered, sir.
All right, Drips or Drops. You've got what it takes, so be pure and make America proud.
Bob is cool and he's on top. He's by far the coolest drop. Yes, sir.
Mount Shasta Spring Water, pure and simple, naturally the best.
And all-American, too.
When you think of the ideal country diner, what qualities do you expect? If you answer that question with friendly service, value, and delicious food, Duke's Diner is the place for you. As one of Yuba County's longest-running family businesses, patrons have continued to support Duke's quality dining experience for over 5 decades. If you haven't made the trip to 7th Avenue in Olivehurst between 5:30 a.m. and 2 p.m., be sure to follow us on Facebook to keep up with our lunch specials on weekdays. That's Duke's Diner at 1770 7th Avenue in Olivehurst.
Hi, everybody. You're listening to The Dirt, and I just want to thank Nate Ratterman again, the founder, and an awesome, just an awesome investigator, I think. I mean, it sounds like he's doing everything just the way you want it to be, so you get true evidence. So, again, the founder of Trip Paranormal out of Nebraska. And is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's I was like Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, and I mean, he sounds like he's all over the place, so really just pick a town. I could have just said probably anything. But anyway, I'm so excited he was on the show. And again, everybody, he's going to be on again June 20th, so I'm looking forward to that so much because, like, getting to play some good EVPs, he said they're going to be good enough to hear over the airwaves.
That's
So
gonna be exciting.
I think so, too, because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
always way more fun to hear it over the airwaves than in person.
Yeah, definitely.
For me.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to hear anything in person. I mean, unless it's like compliments or something. not like get out. I'd be all. I'm sorry,
All right,
everybody.
I'm gonna get out then.
I would probably listen. I'm like, what do you have planned next? I mean, I don't want to have to ask. I'm just like, all right, you don't want me here. I'm out.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. I guess I'll go. Fine.
Exactly.
Fine.
So you and I were talking on the phone earlier.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, we were basically talking about if there, ways to put together a good team. We've got Paul Dale Roberts coming on later. I totally love all the work Paul Dale Roberts does too. I mean, today I have like literally three, you're an investigator, like 3 of my favorite people a part of this show. And I'm excited. Like Nate's
Yeah.
a newbie in the dirt world, but I mean, he's not a newbie when it comes to like investigating and stuff. So I'm just happy he's willing to be a regular on here, a staple like Paul Dale Roberts, because Paul Dale Roberts comes up with phenomenal ideas. He's an author. He has all kinds of fun stuff going on all the time. And I know he's had some great experiences. And I know that he wants the world to know, hey, there's stuff going on that you can't see. And,
Absolutely.
And that's the whole idea behind paranormal. It's
Mhm.
just the unknown. It's not just ghosts. I mean, it's UFOs and everything else. And that's actually what Paul Dale Roberts is up to tonight, is a UFO hunt, right?
Yep. I think in Grass Valley, they're gonna be out there looking for UFOs.
Oh my goodness! And what do you think they're gonna find? Do you think they're gonna find any? Or what?
I don't know.
Like, why did they pick there?
I think he had gotten some reports of UFOs out there.
Okay.
He doesn't just go somewhere for no reason.
Hey, Chris, you have a great radio voice.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You know what? Not to drift because I like have the attention span of a cocker spaniel right now, but basically, do an impression. Because I don't know if anybody knows this because I didn't, so I definitely didn't tell you. But unless you know Chris, but he was doing some imitations.
I was?
Yeah.
Who do I do impressions of?
Why did I say imitations?
I don't know.
That's
but
like
it's the same
crab.
thing. It's the same thing.
Okay. Impressions. Remember you were doing something. Actually, I heard about it from a mutual friend of ours, Trey, too, that you're really good at impressions.
I am, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know who I do. So you're gonna have to.
What? I totally put you on the
throw
spot.
out a suggestion.
Okay,
Yeah, totally.
do Barney Fife. Do you know?
I don't do Barney Fife.
Elvis Presley.
I didn't know I was good at impressions until just now.
Whoever wants to be an actor probably should be.
Listen, all right.
You're all. This is your improv.
All right, fine. Barney Fife.
Okay.
Give me something to say.
Okay. I don't even
This is
know.
gonna be terrible, by the way.
Okay. But why did you pick him then?
You picked Barney Fife.
Okay, wait. I'll pick someone else.
Well, Sheriff, I don't know. I don't see. I can't do impressions.
Yes, you can.
I just do impersonations of myself.
Do you have multiple personalities or something?
My point is that I just talk like this.
You do not. I've even heard you no, you were doing something one time when we were getting ready for a show that was like a Skype, and you did something funny. Okay.
Well, I try to do that as often as possible, so I don't
See?
always remember all the funny things I do.
So you were imitating someone funny then?
Was I?
Just kidding. I'm just joking. You are funny. Okay, so that was yourself. So let's pick somebody funny then that you could imitate. Jack Black.
Okay. I don't think I can do Jack Black either.
Okay, who can you do?
I don't know. I don't know who told you I do impressions.
I already told you who. I'm not going to keep saying her name. Trey. So
Yeah, right. Trey, call in and tell me who I do impressions of because I have no
because
idea.
you're funny because you're I swear it was Trey. Now she's probably like, I did not say that. Okay, okay, no, wait. Let's see if you could do Arnold.
Everybody can do Arnold.
I can't do Arnold.
Well, I guess maybe you couldn't do Arnold.
No,
Yeah,
I can't.
okay.
I can only hear.
Get down!
That was good.
Everyone can do the get down though. Get to the chopper.
I cannot.
Everyone can do the
that.
get to the chopper.
I can't do that.
That was close. That's pretty close, actually.
Thanks.
That was pretty
Okay,
close.
let's try it again. Let's
We
do
in
Robo.
California are running out of water.
See, I knew you could do imitations. You were keeping it from me. You're like one of those people. There's a whole bunch of thoughts and things in your brain, and I got to be a brain surgeon to get them out.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
All right.
Yeah,
See.
maybe a little bit.
Okay. So Arnold, check.
We're not gonna do impressions for the next 7 minutes.
no.
Like, I can't do that.
Just one more. That Stallone guy.
The what?
Stallone.
I don't know. I go down and we need to get the guy with the gun.
You're better at Arnold.
Thank you.
What about John Wayne?
John Wayne, the Duke.
The Duke. See, you even knew his nickname. I bet you're good at this.
I'm not. I've never even tried to do him. Let's see.
Who have
here.
you tried to do? See, it's coming out.
I've never tried to do impressions of anybody.
Okay, act like. Okay, just.
Well, now say here, Pilgrim. See, that's the best John Wayne I can
pretty
do.
good. Okay,
Not
let's
really.
make
It wasn't
pretend,
really very good.
Let's make pretend you're crying. Just.
Why do I have to? I don't want to cry on the radio.
That was so good. Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, let's make pretend you just won the lottery.
I just won the lottery.
Yeah.
So, hold on. 17, 40. I think I got all. Look at this and see if I got all 6. No, did I get all 6? Did I?
You did.
Ah! Oh! I'm rich!
He's rich! That was good. Okay, so you're good at acting, not necessarily impression.
Like I said, I could just be myself, you know?
Can you do a girl impression? Let's see. Imitate me.
Imitate you? No way. Well, no, I can't. I don't think I can do a girl. I can try.
Okay, try to imitate me.
That's nasty.
That is just
That is
so nasty.
that's not wholesome.
Is this me you're imitating?
No, it's not at all.
I'm like, wait a second.
It's some old lady I just made up named, let's go with...
Jezebel.
Sure, Jezebel.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Jezebel, is she stressed out?
No, she just doesn't think that any of this is very funny.
She doesn't. Okay, so we'll move on. So Jezebel, you can just shut up. Okay, this is the best we got for a little bit. We were just like holding on the fort until our man Paul Dale Roberts calls in. Jezebel, you're just so on my nerves.
Well, that's just not my problem.
You know what, Jezebel? Why don't you just turn the channel? Because I mean, you don't have to listen.
You're
to
making
the
a
dirt.
mockery right now.
No, I am not. No, I'm not.
I don't like any of this.
Jezebel, turn off your radio.
Fine, I will.
So anyway, I was gonna ask you, what do you think about playing my son's
Uh-huh.
song.
Okay.
It's called Soldier of Christ. It's one of my son's.
Well, we're going to have to cut off the last, 30, 40 seconds of it if we go now.
That's okay.
Okay.
Okay, we want to hear it because you know what? I mean, it's one of, I think, the best songs that he's recorded. It sounds
Okay.
amazing. I always play Mama because, I'm Mama. But, and tomorrow's Mother's Day. But I want to play this.
Okay.
And I want to dedicate it to all the moms out there who love their children like I do. Let's go.
Carefully place every step. Don't wanna snap the rope I'm walking on. I've seen enough of the other side. Don't want to pass down that road. Oh, 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 I need you. Oh, 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 I need you. I've seen the lovely souls in the chaos that it imposes, and I know that I'll see another day. And well, I've seen the reckless and the weary, one and one they search for an endless night, but not a day. They need you. Lord, they need Lord, prepare me for your last battle, my last stand. Fit me to be a soldier of Christ. Guide me with godly wisdom and shield me here with your love. Prepare me to make an army worthy of your sacrifice.
You're listening to KMYC Marysville, 1410 AM, The Patriot, Marysville and Yuba City's #1 talk station.
Fox News Radio, I'm Paul Stevens. At least one person is dead in Cisco, Texas after one of at least two confirmed tornadoes touched down west of Dallas-Fort Worth. Those twisters forming from a feisty weather pattern.
An area of strong mid-level winds was coming up into the southern plains. And at the same time, a very unstable air mass was in place across central and north Texas. As lift came associated with that system, thunderstorms developed and then started moving eastward across north central Texas near the Red River, near the Oklahoma-Texas state line.
Forecaster Chris Broyles at the National Storm Prediction Center. Nearly 50 Texas counties watching for tornadoes. The coastal Carolina region, meantime, keeping an eye tonight on Tropical Storm Ana.
Tropical storm force winds are likely to begin spreading onshore this evening or overnight. But once it makes landfall, it is expected to weaken as it moves across sections of eastern North Carolina.
Senior forecaster Daniel Brown of the National Hurricane Center in Miami. Beachgoers being told to stay away from the coast. Some universities moving their commencement ceremonies indoors. Russian leaders observing VE Day.
The 70th anniversary commemoration marking the end of World War II in Europe took place today on Red Square in Moscow. It was the biggest military parade this country has ever seen, at least since the fall of the Soviet Union. 16,000 troops, lots of new tanks and military hardware were on display. It was a show of might, a memorial to the 26 million Russians who died. For the 60th anniversary, Western leaders, including President George W. Bush, were here for the parade, but this year, most stayed away. The guest of honor was Chinese President Xi Jinping. In Moscow, Amy Kellogg, Fox News Radio.
A transformer fire causing the shutdown of one reactor today at the Indian Point nuclear power plant north of New York City. Local and federal officials saying there was no danger to the public. You're listening to Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
Today, my new dad threw a barbecue.
Today, my new son and I threw a barbecue.
There were burgers and chicken.
I burnt everything. The burgers, the chicken, the salad.
Ah, they were delicious.
They were awful.
And then we had watermelon.
I'm allergic to watermelon.
And then we played catch.
I broke Mr. Lewis's window, Mrs. Wakeham's window, Mrs. Wakeham's windshield, and then somehow my hand. My hand!
And then my dad even let me drive his car.
The hospital's on the right! It was a rough day.
It was a great day.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Another weekend gathering for GOP White House hopefuls.
South Carolina, home of the first Southern primary, was ground zero for the Republican presidential campaign today. A number of GOP White House hopefuls converging on Greenville for the so-called Freedom Summit. They bashed the Obama era on the economy, Obamacare, as well as on religious freedom. That was a big part of the theme here in South Carolina, where evangelical and socially conservative Republicans make up more than half of the electorate. One absentee today, former Florida Governor Jeb Bush, who chose instead to give the commencement address at Liberty University in Virginia, where he focused on religious freedom as well.
Wherever there's a child waiting to be born, we say choose life, and we say it with love.
In Greenville, Carl Cameron, Fox News Radio.
Officials in Florida investigating why an ambulance was called off by Sarasota police for a man who complained of having an asthma attack while being taken into custody. That man hit twice with a taser by police, later died in a hospital. More bad news for the makers of Bluebell ice cream. The FDA saying Bluebell's cleaning and manufacturing process needs a big overhaul after a recall due to listeria contamination.
The worst thing about the new report for the people of Brenham is that it's not going to be just a few weeks. It's going to be several months before Bluebell is able to bounce back. So the small business owners that we talk to say they are scared, but they won't talk on camera. They say this is small town Brenham.
This community is so strong and they all love Bluebell so much that, you know, they're really rallying, and it's really great to see.
3 deaths are connected to the ice cream, and the FDA says Bluebell has known about the listeria contamination for 2 years.
Andrea Watkins reporting from Fox TV affiliate KRIV in Brenham, Texas. North Korea saying it now has the ability to launch a ballistic missile from a submarine. Experts saying such launches are harder to detect than surface firings. South Korea is saying today the North test fired 3 cruise missiles. I'm Paul Stevens, Fox News Radio.
Hey, honey, you were out late last night with the boys. Did you forget my parents were coming over for breakfast?
Hey, Jim, where are your shoes?
And why are your eyes bloodshot?
Are those grilled cheese breakfast sandwiches with sausage and egg?
Yeah.
I like this guy.
We'll talk later.
Make an uncomfortable morning comfortable. Introducing the grilled cheese breakfast sandwich. Only at Carl's Jr. For a limited time, participating restaurants.
Hello, folks. I'm here with our local hero, Bob the Drop from Mount Shasta Springwater. Bob, I want to thank you for all the support and good things that Mount Shasta Springwater does for our local communities.
You are welcome. And rest assured, we will continue to support our local friends and supply them with the best spring water in the world.
How can people get your great tasting spring water, Bob?
Just call us at 1-800-922-6227.
That's 1-800-922-6227?
Yes, for the healthiest, best tasting spring water in the world.
Here's some information on the average American home. You know, a few bedrooms, a bath or two, a home with parents, a couple of kids, a cat named Whiskers, and a dog? You guessed it, Rover. Let's see, it's got 2 color TVs, a stereo, grandma's silver. Well, you get the picture. It's a home with everything except security. And if your home isn't protected with a First Alert professional security system, your home and family aren't safe. Don't risk becoming a statistic, because you can protect your home and family more affordably than ever before with a First Alert professional security system. Because there's no place quite like home.
On average, a homeowner can expect to be broken into twice in their lifetime. Don't wait to become another victim. Call Golden Bear Alarms today. Golden Bear Alarms. Call on them before the burglars call on you at 743-2077. That's 743-2077 today.
Sullivan Saddlery has been serving the Yuba Sutter area for more than 25 years, carrying the finest men, women, and children's boots with over 1,200 pairs in stock. Justin, Tony Lama, Rocky, Durango, Anderson Bean, Twisted X, Laredo, Dan Post, and many more. Sullivan Saddlery for the best deals on Western wear on the western corner of 4th and D Streets in downtown historic Marysville.
The state of Jefferson, more than a state of mind. KMYC 1410 AM, The Patriot.
Baseball fans, the Marysville Gold Sox season starts May 21st. Family affordable fun all summer long. Join us for 5 nights of fireworks brought to you by Feather Falls Casino Brewing Company, highlighted by Flatlanders Independence Day celebration on July 3rd. Single game tickets are on sale now. Call 741-3600 or visit goldsox.com to get yours today. Remember, it's not just baseball, it's just fun.
My roof is leaking in so many places. It's time to get it replaced. Can you loan me $10,000 right away?
Sure we can. Loan Me is the fast lending solution because we can loan you the money you need with no collateral in as fast as a day.
I just moved my family here from out of state for a new job, but won't get a paycheck for a month. Can you help me out with a loan in the meantime?
Sure we can. When you call Loan Me at 844-7-LOAN-ME, we can loan you the money you need with no collateral because we trust you. And you can pay it back monthly or all at once.
Thanks, Loan Me.
Thanks, Loan Me.
If you need someone to loan you money, call Loan Me at 844-7-LOAN-ME because we can. That's 844-7-LOAN-ME. Minimum loan amount $2,600.
Subject to credit approval. Loans will be made pursuant to California Department of Business Oversight Finance Lender License Number 603K061.
Call Loan Me at 844-7-LOAN-ME because we can.
Hi, everybody. You're listening to The Dirt, and I'm super excited to announce my next favorite guest in the whole wide world. It's Paul Dale Roberts.
Hi, Lori.
Hi. Thank you so much for calling into the show. I know you have a very busy night, and you're squeezing this in because you love The Dirt, and The Dirt loves you.
And guess what? Deanna Jackson Stinson, I'm looking at her right now. You know what she's saying? She goes, I love The Dirt.
Oh, my gosh. That's because she is a dirt head, and I love her.
She loves you. She's laughing. And I got Mark Bales, one of my investigators over here.
Oh, well, hello. We've met, right?
Oh, yes. You met Mark, Lori Schultz. Yeah.
It's Strunk.
Oh, yeah.
Strunk. Remember, it's Strunk.
Yeah, and so we're over here in Grass Valley.
Grass Valley, UFO hunting.
Yeah, so we're Rod, one of my investigators, Rod Engelberson, and his daughter Victoria Autumn. They live in Grass Valley, and their house, there's all these little historical cemeteries around there, almost 30 cemeteries. So there's a lot to explore.
Yeah.
So we're going to check these out tonight. And also, too, there's a lot of UFO activity in the area that they're at. So we've actually did an investigation here in which we actually saw a UFO power up. And Deanna was using a crystal skull, and it was vibrating in her hand. She says, make a sign if you're a UFO, if you're an extraterrestrial. And this thing that we saw, as we thought it was a satellite, actually powered up during the time that she was doing the summon. So it's like, wow, that was really
When did that
incredible.
happen?
So that happened about, I think, almost a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're back here in Grass Valley, and according to Rod, there's a lot of UFO activity happening. So we're going to check it out and find out what's going on.
Okay, I can tell you right now that Grass Valley does have like UFO activity. And I had a personal experience there. And I'm going to tell you this so you guys get amped up and you know what to look for.
Okay. Lori said that she had an experience here, UFO experience in Grass Valley. Okay, I want to hear it.
Okay, so this was way before I ever did a show or anything else. My kids were really little. We were coming back from a family vacation in Wisconsin. This was my first marriage. I am now married to Jeff Strunk. So I just want to clarify, this was a different time in my life. It was a long, long time ago. However, we were driving back, and it was over the 4th of July, so there were no hotels. And so we ended up having to drive through the night to get home. So it was probably the time of the morning where it's starting to get light enough, but you still see some stars. And we were almost back to our place. We lived in Marysville at the time, actually Yuba City. And so we were coming in through the Grass Valley exitway, so through Highway 20 over there off of 80, right? And so we took the exit, and I was looking up, and I had been watching this one star, quote unquote star. And I was like, what kind of star is still out? Because it was definitely light enough now where really there weren't very many stars left in the sky. And it was like really twinkly. And he was like, well, maybe it's a planet or something. And we took the exit, and I was still just kind of leaning forward, looking out the windshield and just really watching the star. And this is long before I was like literally on this show, years and years before. And so we took the exit, we got up there, and I was still kind of looking up in the...
I'm sorry, Larry.
It's okay, Paul. It's okay.
Okay.
So anyway, and all of a sudden, because I was looking out the window and I was concentrating so much, I did notice like this line, okay? And everybody who wants to call me crazy, go ahead, and I swear by this story, I don't care.
I'm doing a radio show.
Paul, this story is so important. Okay, so I was in this car, our car, and from the tree to the road, I saw this string. I thought it was a string. I thought it was a tight blue string. And it ended up, I was all, slow down, there's a string. And he was like, what do you mean a string? And I go, right there. He sees it. We stop in the road. There's other cars on the side of the road randomly where there should not be houses. There was no driveways, no reason for these cars to be pulled over. And the string is in our lane, and it's not a string. It is a laser beam. Okay, call me crazy. I don't care. I know what I saw, and I had witness. It was my ex-husband and my kids, okay? And all of a sudden, the laser beam disappears, and up in the tree, only tree level within the tree branches, was a silver ball. It was about the size of like a softball.
Wow.
And it was silver. It came out of the trees, moved. I was scared. I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? It came out, went above the car, zoomed off the opposite direction. Tim, of course, turned around and was going to chase it, which I was like, no, please, let's not chase this. This is scary. He did anyway. And then this thing went up into the sky, went by this other one. They were both moving, and they stopped. And it was probably only like maybe 100 feet, 200 feet up into the sky. But if you think about a softball and how it wouldn't take very much height for it to change and be the size of a star, and it turned on twinkle. I am not joking. I was scared to death. We drove away, and I've never been the same about it. I'm like, we seriously were like, what was that? And everybody was like, you guys were tired. You were seeing things. I'm sorry, you don't see the same thing because you're both tired. If I was hallucinating, I would have seen something. And
Right.
only like maybe a couple weeks later, I forget, we were listening to Coast, and they were talking about the silver balls that people spot in Grass Valley in that area. Literally, ask people. They see
Wow.
him. Another guy that was on a radio show at that time, he said his backyard lit up all red. Like all red, and he said all it is woods. There's no access. There's nothing that could be back there. It made his whole woods glow. He went back there and didn't find anything.
Huh.
This is Grass Valley.
Yeah.
Well, that's incredible. That is incredible.
Yeah. And I saw it with my own eyes. I know exactly what I saw. That thing could move like it had intention. It was like it took away that laser beam. I'm starting to think, and I thought at the time that those other cars that were pulled over, like, why were they pulled over? Did they get abducted? Did I get abducted? I don't think so. We didn't lose any time or anything, but it was a freaky thought. I'm like, why was it trying to beam us? I didn't like it. I was offended by it. I was scared to be chasing it because I was not the driver. And then when it went up into the sky, it did not have to go very far to be the size of a star. And like literally, sometimes I want to do a test, like take a ball and raise it up until it's the size of the rest of the stars. That's what that thing did. That's why I don't trust all the stars in the
Creepy.
sky. I don't think they're all stars.
Huh.
That's
Very
my theory.
interesting.
Wow.
Hey, Lori, have you ever heard of the movie Poltergeist?
Yes, of course.
Okay. One of my investigators here, in fact, we did an investigation at his house. He had the actresses, the one that died,
Yeah.
her cursed doll.
No way, he has it?
Oh, yeah, he still has it. You want to talk to him real fast? Because
Yeah.
After
Oh my
this,
gosh.
we have to take off.
Okay, well,
hey,
thank you,
Dusty,
Paul. What a
This
treat.
is the Dirt radio show, and I told her about the cursed doll. So, yeah, Dusty's going to explain it to you. So you're gonna
Awesome.
now
Thank
be
you so
on air.
much.
Okay.
Hi, welcome to the Dirt.
Hi, thank you.
You are live, and I want to hear all about this, or as long as Paul will let you tell me.
Okay. My wife and I, we bought a Cabbage Patch doll. It was an anniversary gift to each other. It belonged to Heather O'Rourke, the little girl that played Carol Ann in the Poltergeist movies.
Oh, my
And-
goodness.
Yeah, it came with a certificate of authenticity. Her aunt and uncle were selling a bunch of her belongings on eBay. Like they had signed photos, like with her and Craig T. Nelson. They had her chair, her actor's chair that she sat in when she was on Happy Days.
Wow.
They had a lot of stuff. So we got the doll, and we were excited. The doll actually also had one of Heather O'Rourke's barrettes were in the doll's hair. It was one of those little metal hair clips from the 80s.
Yeah, I remember. That is so cool.
Yeah, it was in the doll's hair, and those didn't come with Cabbage Patch dolls, so we actually got two items that belongs to her.
Nice.
So we got it a couple days from Halloween, and our anniversary is November 1st. We got married on Dia de los Muertos.
Okay.
We took a trip to Reno, and the second day we were in Reno, we got a call saying that my wife's stepbrother had been into a soccer accident. He got on the wrong end of a pile-up, ended up with some broken ribs and a ruptured spleen. He was in the hospital for 5 days with internal bleeding.
I'm sorry.
He got out, and about 3 days after he got out, my father-in-law started to get sick. He went to the hospital a couple days after that. He ended up with, somehow he got encephalitis. He was in a coma for about 5 days. He was in the hospital for 9 days total. Shortly after that, my wife's friend committed suicide. Shortly after that, one of our other friends died.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so
Shortly
sorry.
after that, her uncle died. Shortly after that, we had to put our dog down. He had cancer. He had been fighting it for a while, but it just took over.
I am
and
so
right after-
sorry. What the heck?
Yeah, and 3 days before we put our dog down, I lost my job. I got let go from a job I had just started a few weeks prior. I'm an electrician. And then found a new job within 4 days. I was working again because I've got a pretty good resume. And then the county that my child support goes to, they made an error and completely drained my account. They drained my bank down to nothing right before a bunch of charges had processed. So it put me so negative that the following week, even when I got paid, I was still negative in my account. My mom has had 2 hip surgeries. All of this has happened since, I think, October 28th. October 29th is when we got the bill.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. That's all happened in the past 1.5 months.
Okay,
And-
that is scary. So are you starting to think this doll has brought you like a curse or bad luck?
It was actually my wife that put that together. She said it all started as soon as we got the doll. And I started thinking, and we wrote everything down that's happened since then. I mean, that's a lot to happen to one couple.
Yeah, I think so
Such a
too.
short
I
amount of
mean,
time.
that's the epitome of when it rains, it pours. Only yours sounds more like I don't know.
like all of a sudden, once that doll comes home,
Yeah, like what
It's
the
on.
heck? So what are you gonna do about it, or what have you done about it?
Well, we went on eBay to see if there were any more left, and we found one being sold, and we remember that one being for sale. But the guy selling it on eBay is not the person we bought it from. So I messaged him and I asked him if he had anything weird happen since he got the doll.
Okay.
He said the only thing that happened was the day after he got the doll, they had this loud roar on the phone line. And it took the phone company 3 times to come out and fix it. And right after that, he put it in a glass case because he had seen somewhere that if you put something in like a glass box completely surrounded by glass, it locks in any evil or locks in any curses or spirits. We didn't do that. We had it out in the open for display.
Okay.
So he said that that's all that he had happen. And the night that my wife said that she thought it was a doll, and, you know, the poltergeist curse, everybody knows about the poltergeist curse.
Yeah.
As soon as she mentioned that, I went online and started looking for paranormal investigators in the Sacramento area, and that's where I found HPI. And I called up Paul, and him and Deanna came over, and they did a cleanse and a blessing on the doll.
Okay.
And that was, I think, 2 weeks ago.
And
2 or 3
have
weeks
you
ago.
noticed anything different?
Well, nothing tragic has happened.
That's good. That's a
Anything-
plus.
And we haven't been able to get a glass case for it. Still bouncing back from the financial mistake that happened to us. But it's still laying in the same spot. It still has the sage ashes on it. It's still surrounded in salt.
Okay, man, that is just like a crazy situation. So, getting this doll basically has changed your life and opened doors and avenues that it sounds like weren't even a part of your life. It doesn't even, I mean, if you just now are, you know, knowing Paul Dale Roberts, HPI, and everything else, apparently this brought you in to investigating the paranormal. Prior to this, did you have any interest or any inkling about this? I mean, is that why you purchased the doll in the first place, because of your interest in the paranormal?
Not only our interest in the paranormal, but also horror movies themselves, especially Poltergeist. I actually have a Poltergeist tattoo. I have the picture of Carol Ann sitting in front of the TV with her teddy bear next to her.
Wow. Okay,
my
this
wife
is
and
just wild.
My wife and I collect a lot of oddities and a lot of weird stuff. I've got a vintage Charlie McCarthy doll, the ventriloquist dummy. We've got surgery books from the 1800s. We've got an old Ouija board. We've never used it, but we have a Ouija board that was actually made in Salem, Massachusetts in the 60s.
Oh, wow.
That could probably go into a museum.
We have formaldehyde bottles from the 1800s. We have animal skulls. We have human teeth. I have a bat in a jar, a sheep heart in a jar. Our house looks cool at Halloween.
So
That's
do
when
you-
we actually bring everything out.
So do you ever have anybody come through? Like, do you ever think about doing like some sort of museum or something? I mean, when you have an interest like this and you're gathering collectibles, I mean, maybe you should have some sort of events where you display some of this stuff.
You know, there's a lot of other collectors out there that have a lot cooler stuff than us. I don't think we're museum quality yet. We have a lot of interesting things, and then we have probably only 10 or 12 really, highly desirable objects.
Well,
One of those would, of course, be Heather O'Rourke's doll. Any horror movie fan would like to have that. Maybe not after hearing this story, though.
yeah, they might be hesitant. Now, I think it's really intelligent of you to go ahead and contact the other person that got one of her dolls.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that person, were they into the paranormal, or were they pretty much like, whoa, this doll is scaring me? I mean, what are they doing about it? I mean, have you had any more further contact with them? Did you tell them what was happening to you?
Yeah, I told him what happened to us, and he said that he put it in a glass case as soon as he got it, and he hasn't had any problems at all.
Okay, well, that loud, weird growl noise or whatever on the phone, that's scary in itself.
That's the only problem that he had, and he said right after that he put it in a glass case and hasn't had any problems with it.
Wow.
And I'm wondering if, because we looked into it, and Heather O'Rourke, she was a collector of Cabbage Patch dolls. She had a lot.
Okay.
And I've also wondered that maybe it's not the doll, maybe it's her hair clip, because that hair clip, that was her hair clip.
Did he have anything personal on his doll?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
As far as I know, he didn't.
That would be interesting to know for sure.
I'll message him and find out. I haven't. We only emailed back and forth on eBay, just a few things. He said that he had the phone line thing happen, then he put it in a glass case. He's only selling it because he's just trying to flip it. I think he got it at a good price, and he's just trying to make more money off of it now that it's the only one on eBay.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it's still listed. Like I said, it's been a couple weeks, and I haven't looked into contacting him, and we haven't been giving the doll as much thought since HPI came out.
Okay. I was just wondering, before that blessing that took place on the doll and everything, did you guys try to do any sort of EVPs or anything like that around it?
No, we didn't, because the day that I called him,
EVPs.
he came out the following week.
Okay.
The day that my wife actually thought this might actually be the doll calling all this is the day that I called HPI, and they were out a week later.
Okay.
And he did an EVP, and nothing came up on it.
Okay, well, that's good. Wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. That's incredible that you have that doll. Just as a collectible item, that's phenomenal. That's really cool. And I'm so happy that you shared and were willing to share all this information with us. A lot of people, curses and different things like that are really interesting. Because I truly believe those kind of things, just like on that collectible, the Haunted Collectibles on TV, that one haunted series.
Yeah.
Items can be haunted just as much as homes or anything.
Certainly seems so, yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool and uncool, the things that happen to you. But I'm glad you have it, under control now and everything.
It seems to be. We're still going to get a glass case for it.
Yeah, can't be too safe, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I'd put that thing in a glass case, maybe 2 of them.
Yeah, we're going to get a glass case. It's just going to be another week or 2 before I'm fully bounced back from everything that's happened, financially anyways.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I wish you the very best, and thank you so much for sharing with us. If you want to, send a picture, send it to Paul, and I'd be happy to put it on my website or whatever. And even if you want to list a couple of the things or all the things that happened, I'd be happy to put it on there for you.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And is there any shout-outs you'd like to do to anybody that might be listening? Mother's Day or anything?
No, because we haven't really talked to our family members about it.
Oh, okay. Well,
we don't want to get blamed for everything that's happened.
Okay, for Mother's Day, then mom's the word.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much for talking with us on The Dirt Live. I appreciate it. And you guys, good luck on your UFO hunt tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, you bet. Have a great night. All right, everybody, thank you so much for listening to The Dirt. We're going to take a little break, and we'll be back soon.
People. People are the next place to find opportunity for your business. At the risk of overstating things, people and the solutions you put in place to make the most of them will set the course for the future of your organization. How dynamically it shoots to the stratosphere of your industry. How the magic of profits and bottom lines come together in a fruitful bounty. I get so fired up. But people really do present a big opportunity, especially in information technology. And Ronstadt Technologies can help you make the most of this opportunity. Ronstadt is the second largest IT services organization in the country. Since 1984, our experts have combined deep technology experience with deep understanding of your needs to find the optimal match to drive results. And our knowledge can help you truly leverage your workforce into a competitive edge that dramatically accelerates your company to whole new levels of greatness heretofore unimagined. There I go again. Ronstadt Technologies. See how our experts can power your business. Visit ronstadttechnologies.com today.
This is The Patriot. 1410 AM, KMYC Marysville, serving Marysville and Yuba City for more than 50 years.
As we join Bob, the Mount Shasta Spring Water Drop, we find him with new recruits.
Bob is cool and Bob is swell. He didn't come out of a well.
So, do you have what it takes to be Mount Shasta Spring Water?
Yes, sir. I'm pure and natural, sir.
And why are you here?
Because I don't want to be filtered, sir.
All right, Drips, or Drops. You've got what it takes, so be pure and make America proud.
Bob is cool and he's on top. He's by far the coolest drop. Yes, sir.
Mount Shasta Spring Water, pure and simple, naturally the best.
And all-American, too.
If you don't like spending an hour on the treadmill every time you enjoy your favorite frap or smoothie, I've got great news for you. This is Rhonda from Free Time Java inside Lakeview Energy Centers in Marysville and now in Yuba City. I want you to enjoy every sip of your favorite Free Time Java drink without any guilt. So, we've brought in delicious, healthy alternatives called Fit, and we are giving $1 off any 16-ounce Fit Frap or Fit Smoothie. These are full-flavored, healthy alternatives. The Fit Fraps are chocolate and vanilla, and they can be used in your favorite drink, and you can add a fruit infusion. It has 21 grams of protein and less than 1 gram of sugar. The Fit Smoothies have less sugar and carbs and all the flavor. Don't rack up extra miles on the treadmill. Come in and enjoy yourself with no guilt. The daily special of $1 off any 16-ounce Fit Frap or Fit Smoothie is available from both Free Time Java locations on 12th and B Street in Marysville and Calusa Highway next to U-Haul in Yuba City.
Hi, this is Mark Hemstreet, owner of Shiloh Inns. Many of our Shiloh customers have been visiting our Shiloh locations for years, and here's an example of someone who wouldn't stay anywhere else.
Sometimes I go visit family, but most of the time I travel back and forth for business. And the best part is that I always travel with my dog Lucky, and he's welcome at any of the Shiloh Inns. I love their beds, beautiful rooms, really clean. The staff go out of their way to make me feel comfortable. Business area when I need it. Man, I'm telling you, at the end of the day, do I ever enjoy that pool and the spa. Plus, free breakfast. I love Shiloh Inns. It's everything I need.
We invite all of you to try Shiloh Inns the next time you're traveling for business or pleasure. Call 1-800-222-2244 or visit our website at shilohins.com. Shiloh Inns, affordable excellence. American family-owned and proud of it.
Sullivan Saddlery has been serving the Yuba Sutter area for more than 25 years, carrying the finest men, women, and children's boots with over 1,200 pairs in stock. Justin, Tony Lama, Rocky, Durango, Anderson Bean, Twisted X, Laredo, Dan Post, and many more. Sullivan Saddlery for the best deals on Western wear on the western corner of 4th and D Streets in downtown historic Marysville.
The state of Jefferson, more than a state of mind. KMYC 1410 AM, The Patriot.
We're all in this together. That's why California Health and Wellness and Ampla Health partner to bring you quality health care under Medi-Cal.
Ampla Health has health centers throughout Northern California to meet your health care needs.
Your health affects your life. And California Health and Wellness, a Medi-Cal plan choice, has programs that make it simple to take charge of both.
We're all in this together. We're with you. We're for you.
To choose your plan and healthcare provider, call Healthcare Options at 1-800-430-4263. 1-800-430-4263.
When you you think of the ideal country diner, what qualities do you expect? If you answer that question with friendly service, value, and delicious food, Duke's Diner is the place for you. As one of Yuba County's longest-running family businesses, patrons have continued to support Duke's quality dining experience for over 5 decades. If you haven't made the trip to 7th Avenue in Olivehurst between 5:30 a.m. and 2 p.m., be sure to follow us on Facebook to keep up with our lunch specials on weekdays. That's Duke's Diner at 1770 7th Avenue in Olivehurst.
SolarEnergyForLife.com. In case you were wondering what the difference is between SunPower by Alternative Energy Systems and those big box outfits, we've narrowed it down to one really important factor: trust. So we've asked some of our clients to share their personal experience with you.
People ask me all the time, who put the solar on my house? I proudly tell them,
SunPower by AES. They're experts at design, installation,
and they know all the programs and incentives. My consultant worked with me on options like leases, loans,
and purchasing my system. From project management to installation,
AES was thorough, genuine,
and dependable. The team at AES really are solar experts. That's why when people ask, I tell them.
I tell them.
I trust SunPower by Alternative Energy Systems.
SolarEnergyForLife.com.
Looking for the RV of your dreams? Then come to All Seasons RV Show this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have a huge inventory of travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and tent trailers. This RV show has the latest in floor plans and great features. All units are priced to sell. We take trades, paid for or not. On-the-spot financing available. Free soft drinks and hot dogs. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at All Seasons RV, corner of Highways 99 and 20 in Yuba City.
Times sure have changed since Geico started saving people money over 75 years ago. We didn't have video games like today, but that's not to say we didn't have fun. One of my favorite games was Don't Get Kicked by the Goat. Now that's some real excitement, especially when someone lost. Yep, back then we knew 2 things: how to have a good time, and that Geico was always a good deal.
Geico, saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years.
Every business trip starts with a choice: stay or go. You can press send or press palms, start a chat room or chat in an actual room. Just remember, this country wasn't built by folks waiting for opportunities to come to them. They went to their people and things got done. And if you're one of those business people, there's a range of choice hotels like Comfort Inn for every type of business trip.
Should I stay or should I go?
You always have a choice. Book now at choicehotels.com.
Hello, I'm Bob Day, creator and host of The Great American Story. Join me every Saturday from noon to 2 and enjoy the true and unusual stories of our exceptional nation's amazing past and the people who made it happen. That's The Great American Story, every Saturday from noon to 2, right here on AM 1410 KMYC, The Patriot. And in the meantime, visit us on the web at thegreatamericanstorywithbobday.com.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into The Dirt today. We've had such a fun show. I absolutely loved it. It was really great having Nate Ratterman, the founder of Trip Paranormal, on, and of course, our beloved Paul Dale Roberts. And it was an extra special treat when Paul can hand off the phone and let us talk to somebody who owns a Cabbage Patch doll from the little girl that was in Poltergeist.
Yeah, he talked about that when he was on the show last time. It was pretty cool to get to talk to the guy.
I know, it was
what
great.
He had to say. Yeah.
I know, I love that. Well, I mean, one thing you mentioned though, because now for the rest of the show, I get to like bug Chris about stuff.
No more impressions.
No impressions or anything. I mean, I just, it's good for people to see that we're not all serious on this show, right?
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
you got to have a little fun sometimes.
Exactly.
That's why we're all into the paranormal. It's kind of fun.
Exactly, and we don't have our vegan recipe today.
No.
I know, because you're always waiting to jot them down.
Seriously, I do, and then I can't say I ever make them, but I've got them all written down somewhere.
I know. Well, I love the vegan recipes, and I've actually experienced my sister's cooking, and it's great. I love it because I am not a meat eater. No offense to the meat eaters. I'm not against hunting. I'm not against guns. I'm not against anything like that. I think that if a person is a good person, they're a good person.
Okay, so then why don't you eat meat?
Because personally, I don't want to eat an animal. I just don't. I just feel sorry for it. I used to eat meat. I did. But I look at it like, man, if I couldn't actually kill that animal myself, and I love animals. I mean, I don't want to run across a bear. I don't want to run across a mountain lion. I love them to stay in their own space, but I'm just not into eating animals. I'm just not. But I'm not against other people who do. It's like a total choice. But anyway, one of the things, we do have a caller, and I believe it might be Zach. I think it might be Zach. Is Zach on with us? Hello?
Yeah, we got Zach.
Zach, thanks for joining The Dirt.
Hello, Lori. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you, Zach?
Whatever.
Such enthusiasm out of you.
What?
Such enthusiasm with that response, Lori.
Oh my gosh, I did that because you did it. Did anybody else hear me copy, Zach?
A little.
Okay, I was copying you. Okay, you rolled in just in time because I'm going to ask you both instead of just Chris. Chris, now you have a team member.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so one of the things that the gentleman who is basically our John Doe, because he wouldn't tell us his name because he doesn't want to talk about his Cabbage Patch doll. Okay, which we respect on The Dirt. Because he came from a legitimate source, so I believe this story. Okay, but anyway, he brought up Ouija boards, that he has a Ouija board that was made in Salem back in the witch trial days, right?
Yeah, he said it was me. Yeah, it was from Salem from the 1600s. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's
or whenever
insane.
that was. Yeah.
So, did either one of you ever play with the Ouija board?
Yeah, I did. I did for sure. Back in middle school, me and two of my friends, Mike and Tim.
By the way, everybody, this is Chris speaking. He played with the Ouija board.
Every day for months. We'd come
Seriously?
straight home from school and we'd jump on the Ouija board. At first we just asked the questions, like the stupid questions you'd ask a Ouija board. But then we kind of, after a while,
Super 8 Ball or whatever.
Yeah, is this gonna happen? Tell me what's gonna happen to all that kind of stuff, And then after a while, we started realizing hey, there's somebody there answering these questions.
No way.
Yeah. So, and we ran out of questions to ask, but we were still just fascinated by the fact that this thing would move around and answer our questions. I wonder
who gets assigned to Ouija boards on the other side.
You know what? It turned out that it was so we started asking. We said, "Hey, who are we talking to right now?" Right?
Yeah.
And it turns out there were 3 different guys that were answering the Ouija board with us.
Were they locals or they just come from anywhere? It's
no,
Ouija board question.
They were somehow attached to us. We never fully got the story on that, but we actually delved into these guys' personal lives that were answering a question.
Do you remember their names?
I remember one of their names was Zoe. Zoe was hit by a car in the 70s.
What?
Yeah, and his favorite band was the Cars.
Shut up.
I'm telling you, we had conversations with these guys.
Why didn't you ever tell me this before?
I don't know. I guess it never came up.
I
guess it just never came up.
Over the years, Chris,
this is probably the
right,
thing.
Zach?
It's probably the thing that really sparked my paranormal interest.
I thought it was something else. What? You told me something else once. You didn't say it was.
You know what? There's been so many things that have in my life that have kind of kept me on the paranormal side of things. But this is probably the earliest.
Oh my gosh, Zoe!
Incarnation,
if you're listening,
Zoe. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to you, Zoe. I mean, that's so funny because I'm so glad Chris is right in here right now. Zach's on the phone because Zoe was.
It got to the point where we could ask. I can't remember the other 2 guys' names for whatever reason, but we could ask them to go find another dead spirit that we could talk to, and they'd bring them to the board, and we would ask them, strange questions.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What was your mom doing?
Oh, this was never at my house. No, this was always at my friend Mike's house.
What did your mom say about this?
I don't think my mom even knows that I was doing that.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think my mom even knows that I was doing that. Yeah.
Zach, I'm gonna ask you, but then I'm gonna ask more questions about Zoe.
Yeah, absolutely.
But okay, so what about you? Did you ever play with a Ouija board?
No, surprisingly, I never had access to one as a kid.
Access, dude. The Parker Brothers made them. You could get they were like $12.
I never had one. My friends never had them.
And this was all on like the Parker Brothers Ouija. I don't think it matters what kind of Ouija board you use.
It must not.
I think it's just a good portal.
Wow.
But everyone I've ever met in the paranormal community will tell you don't ever touch a Ouija board. I didn't have any bad experiences on it. It was all good for me.
They sound kind of bad. I mean, like you were talking to spirits, and you were like, how old?
But they were really. I was probably 13 or 14.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was
From
middle
now
school.
on, full disclosure, like this should not come out a year after.
Wait,
knowing
okay,
you.
so we'll sit down after the show and I'll just tell you my entire life story.
All paranormal things. Okay, so I'm with Zach on this. I didn't have access or whatever to a Ouija board. The way he said it, how did you say that, Zach?
Yeah, it's like I never had one. None of my friends had one. It was like.
And my parents weren't about to give me one. Right? Zach, did I lose you with crickets?
No, it's not like, I wanted a Nintendo more than anything, when I was a kid. And the Ouija board never really came. I remember in high school, some girls that I, quote-unquote, dated were into that kind of thing. But that's about as close as I got to an experience with a Ouija board.
And little did you know you were probably part of their spell they put on you, and that's why you dated them in the first place.
Probably.
Just victimized. So the Ouija board.
Yes.
Okay, Zach, ask him a question.
Question about the Ouija board.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go. Ask away.
How does one start talking to it?
Yeah. I mean, where did you guys just come up with like random off the wall questions after you ran out of the basic stuff, like what's your favorite color and stuff, or?
Well, yeah, like I said, it was, you first you ask it like the prophetic questions, what am I going to be when I grow up? Am I going to be rich? All the stupid questions like you'd ask a Magic 8 Ball. I don't remember.
You don't remember the answers?
I don't remember the answers to them, no.
Jeez Louise. Okay.
But like I said, at a certain point, you're just like, all right, none of us have any ideas of, what else we can even ask this thing, but it's a lot of fun watching this thing move around and answer our questions.
Okay, so...
And I don't remember, one of us decided to say, one of us finally realized, like, who are we talking to? And then we said, who are you? What's your name? And then it just spelled out Zoe.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's
and
when we're like,
no
holy
jeez,
there's
other. Like, there's no way to trick each other with a Ouija board.
No, I mean, you could tell if someone was moving it.
Really?
Yeah, because you're staring.
I've never played with
you.
one,
I mean,
so
you are staring at the only thing you're just gently resting your fingers on it. I forget what the marker thing is called.
Okay.
But you're all gently resting your fingers on, and you can tell when someone's pressing down on something or moving something themselves.
True.
Especially if you're staring at their hands.
Yeah.
None of us were moving that thing.
Wow.
And it didn't move very fast, but it moved around.
I know. Okay, so like basically all of a sudden you guys were like, something is answering our questions.
Mm-hmm.
And then it became like super intriguing. Is that when you got into it? And
That was when it just took over our lives every day.
Did you have to burn it?
No, we just put it back in the. I don't even remember why we stopped doing it. I think we just got to high school and our lives kind of changed. I started playing sports every day after school, and it just kind of went away. I don't remember why, but it was nothing bad ever happened.
Wow.
It was actually a really cool experience. One of the coolest things that's probably happened to me in my life was that Ouija board. Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely one of the most interesting, strange. That's the most paranormal experience I've had.
That is
I would say.
Wild. So now everybody's rushing out to Walmart right now, or
hey,
listen.
Listen. I'm the only person I think that's involved in the paranormal community that's going to tell you a Ouija board is okay to use. Everyone else that I've ever met has said don't ever touch it.
Okay, tell
it's
me
evil.
why. Really?
I don't. Well,
yeah,
okay.
Why is it so faux pas?
Apparently, there's such a good door for the other side to come over and talk to you.
Yeah.
That it's like the bad stuff can get. I might have just gotten lucky that we had 3 benevolent spirits on the other side.
Sure.
But people have talked about using the Ouija board and all kinds of crazy stuff happening in the room and like evil things coming across and relaying messages. So it seems like everyone that I've met that's really used one as long as I have did have something negative happen to him. Maybe it's a lot of follow the leader, like the guy in charge says, "Hey, Ouija boards are bad," and then the whole crew is like, "Okay, Ouija boards are bad," you know. But I've not met anyone else on any of my ghost hunts that have said Ouija boards are okay.
Man,
we can use those.
The lights were just flickering.
Were they?
Yeah.
Stop it, Zoe.
And we heard a door or something earlier too, Zach. Hey, Zach, didn't you ever hear that this place was haunted?
Yeah, I've heard that. I mean, I actually slept there quite a few nights, a time or two, and yeah, you can hear some creepy stuff going on.
Do you think, what do you think it is?
I don't know, transients trying to find a way in.
That's all you got? You'd be a good debunker. Jeez. Okay, so what's something you want to, that you think is, truly paranormal, Zach? I mean, you called in. We're just going to target you now.
Oh, target me?
Yeah,
Rapid
because
fire.
you seem pretty straight across the board. Really, he's like, whatever, logical explanation. But is there anything that's mysterious, truly, to Zachary Teague?
Truly mysterious?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. I've been doing I've been watching a lot of geek shows, on the science networks and stuff, and the whole Mars thing compels me.
The what?
Mars in general. Yeah. What's out there? What's wasn't inhabited at one time. I'm not going full blown Scientology or anything like that. It's just it seems like a very compelling kind of story, because you hear facts on both sides of the spectrum. Maybe I've been getting a little bit too into it.
You are living up in the hills right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that and the girlfriend's got me into American Horror Story, and that's got me a little
jittery.
Yeah, it's weird. She's got me hooked on this show. I'd never seen it before in my life, and all of a sudden I'm hooked on it.
It's reminding me of this one improv show I saw with Ellen DeGeneres, and she's all, "Do you feel sad? Are you depressed? Do you feel alone?" You ever see those commercials on TV? And it's like, yes. You have all those
Yes,
symptoms.
that's why I'm up at 3 in the morning watching this commercial.
They're like, you can get rid of those feelings by taking this pill. It may cause a heart attack, stroke, suicidal thoughts.
Well, geez, I'd rather just be sad.
I know, exactly. Okay, so, I mean, it is kind of weird when you start watching, scary movies and stuff. It can get in your head.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Zach, is it in your head?
I don't know, but I have this new weird, paranoia about clowns since the last season, I'll tell you that.
Well, join the crowd, man. Most of us already had that fear.
I don't get it. I don't. Why is everyone afraid of clowns?
Because they have a mask on and their face looks happy, even if they're scary.
They're not scary. They're just trying. I mean, they just make balloon animals and stuff and giggle.
Yeah, but some of them, all of a sudden, if you look close, they're not smiling. Just that paint is.
Okay, so
that's scary.
Everyone's got a job to do,
That guy.
Zach, don't you think they're scary?
Maybe it was just the character on that show that made me scared of the whole. Because before I never really thought about clowns one way or the other.
I watched it when I was 9, and I'm still not afraid of clowns.
That is the creepiest clown on earth.
Oh, ever. That guy was crazy. That was that was a scary dude.
Did you ever watch It?
The Stephen King one?
Yeah, with Tim Curry playing him.
Yeah, exactly.
It affected me.
I think it affected a lot of people.
Scary guy, though.
Yeah.
I think it affected a lot of people. I think that's maybe what a good deal of clown fear is based on, is the movie It.
No.
No?
No, I don't like. I mean, if you're a clown out there and you're listening to The Dirt, I apologize. And maybe you can prove me wrong. But I feel like clowns are scary.
When I was growing up, every time I'd see a clown, I'd just be like, these guys are horrible entertainers. That's all there is to it. These guys are not good at making me smile.
I mean, there's one clown that I do kind of like, and it's for rodeos. Rodeo clowns I like.
Rodeo clown. I used to love Bozo the Clown.
I do too.
Come on, Bozo the Clown is the best, you know?
Yeah, all right, shout out for Bozo.
All right.
And rodeo clowns.
Rodeo clowns are just great.
Yeah, they're so cool and talented and brave.
Mm-hmm.
They're different than the kind of clown that's trying to trick your child.
Yeah, they're a little different. They're trying to trick a bull.
Yeah.
A bucking bull.
Yeah, they're going to get spotted at some point. You're the